Shalom. First off, all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem, Rakar Kadash, double honors to the apostles and those of the GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are doing in truth and sincerity, the women, the children, the confusion, the faith who follow. So, as you can see, this video, I'm not sure what I'm going to title it just yet, but it's reflecting about how your actions don't just affect you, they affect the greater cause. They affect they affect the camp as a whole. Just everyone that you really deal with as a whole, whether it's your family, your friends, the Akim, you really have a bigger footprint, so to speak. They say your carbon footprint or whatnot. You have a bigger footprint than what's fitting in your shoe. So with that being said, we're gonna just jump into it, and Lord willing, this is an edified video. So first off, I want to just say, just going in on the subject, like I said, your actions affect more than you. All right, you may be thinking in your mind, oh, it's okay if I do this or if I do that, or if I allow this or allow that to happen because it's happening to me. Okay, but we are a body. Okay, if something affects you, it affects the body. Have you ever tried to lift something with the with your pinky, or if you got a hurt pinky, it's hard to lift or open the door. You try to open that door with that hurt pinky, it's going to hurt you. So if you got to go like this, it makes it a lot harder to try to open up that door. And that's how it really is. We are, like I said, we are a part of a body. So if one part of that body is out of sync, the whole body is out of sync. It says a little leaven leavens the whole lump. All right. So with that being said, we're gonna get this. This is First Corinthians chapter 12. I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. All right, and there are differences of administrations, but the same Lord." So there's levels in this thing, okay, but we all serve the same power, okay? Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. That's the Most High, in the name of the Son, okay? Bashem Karkadash and the Holy Spirit, okay. So it says, and there are diversities of operations, but it is in the same power which worketh all and in all. Okay, so the same power, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he's the one who divvies out these number one, these offices, okay, whether you're a apostle, an elder, a camp head, second in command, so on and so forth. All right, he's the one who set up all these offices, and he's the one who may have gave you the gift of prophecy, or a strong speaker, or preceptor, all these different administrations, all these different gifts that one can have in this truth, and everyone who's in this truth has a gift, has a purpose, not really I'll say a purpose, but something special about them that they uniquely can do. Okay, it's like we're the Avengers. Are you? You got your Thor. You got a Tony Stark. You got a Hulk. Okay, you got these diversities, but they all come together as one to take down the bad guy who is Esau Edom. Okay, and the other nations. But getting to it, it says but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit withal, right? So you take your talent and you flip it, or you build upon it, okay, to the edification of the body. It says, for to one is given by the Spirit of the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit. What I was just saying, to another faith by the same Spirit, to another the gifts of healing by the same Spirit, to another the working of miracles, to another prophecy, to another discerning of spirits, to another diverse kinds of tongues, and to another the interpretation of tongues. So, like I said, you have different gifts that we are all given in this truth. It says, but all these work of that one and the self same Spirit, dividing to every man severally as he will. So we all get divvied out this lot, this gift that we've been given. All right, so this is here. This here's the point. It says, "For as the body is one and have many members, and all the members of that one body, being many, are one body, so also is Hamashiach." Right. So we're one body. So all the body joint fitly together. We it's like Captain Planet. You had all these different elements that come together to make one. Okay. Um, for the for the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, "Because I am not the hand, am I not of the body? Is it therefore not of the body?" Okay? No. It doesn't matter. If you're a foot, be a foot. You can't say, I want to be a knuckle or I want to be a heart. No, you're a foot. Walk. Bear the load. That's what you do. Okay? So accept your role and do it well. All right? Because when you start going off willy nilly and thinking that you can do your own thing, or that's when trouble comes. Or when you go off your own mind, okay, and that was according to the Spirit of the Lord, that's when bad things happen. So it's important, it's imperative now that we have that understanding that our actions affect everyone. Our actions can, cause a brother harm. All right, look at the movie Red Dawn. You had the little brother who wanted to go save his girlfriend, so he did what? He compromised the mission. He had an objective. He had something that he had to do, and he did what? He went rogue, did his own thing because he thought that it was right. And what happened? Old boy tried to save him, and he ended up getting clapped. He ended up getting shot. Okay, and oh boy, he was able to save him and his girl, but his friend had to pay for it with his life because he wanted to be self-willed and do his own thing. He didn't recognize that his actions, affect everyone around him. And it could be something as simple as communication. It could be something as severe as causing the death of a brother. There's one other example I want to go into because I have two scriptural examples I want to go into. But there's a show called Dual Survival on the Discovery Channel, and you had this guy named Cody Lundin. He walked around with no shoes on, like 95% of the time. He had no shoes on, no matter what weather. It's the desert, it's the jungle, and even yes, on a mountain. So he had no shoes on. It's negative, God knows who knows what outside. He's on the top of a mountain. The wind is blowing, and he has no shoes on. And his partner, Cody, he's a survivalist. His partner he was a former like Green Beret military man kind of deal. So he was pissed because he's like, man, again, you're compromising the mission. Those were his words. He said, "You're compromising the mission." Because you're out here exposed. It's negative, you know, probably negative 20, negative 30 degrees. This wind is howling, going to blow us off the mountain. We have to get shelter right now and get you warm because you're going to die of hypothermia. And you're not going to die on my watch, pretty much, is what he is saying. So, with you coming out here exposed, now you're exposing me. Now we can't get down the mountain and get to safety like we need to because you want to come out here with no shoes on. Now, had he had put shoes on, they could have got down the mountain a little bit more and got to a safer spot quicker, is what he was saying. So, which makes perfect sense. So, with that being said, we're gonna I got a couple of examples. This one's kind of a long read, so I'm not gonna read it all. I'm gonna kind of jump around, but It's a great story to read. This is a Joshua chapter 6. I'm going to start at verse 16, and it's going to carry into chapter 7. So this is 6 and 16. It says, and it came to pass at the seventh time. No, let me set up the scene. So this is when the Israelites were taking um, Jericho, and they had circled it, a number of times, and they're just about to take the city. All right, it says, and it came to pass at the seventh time, when the priests blew the trumpets, Joshua said unto the people, shout, for the Lord hath given you the city. And the city shall be accursed, even it and all that are therein to the Lord. Only Rahab the harlot shall live, she and all that are with her in her house, because she hid the messengers that we sent. And ye, and it's like, and ye in any wise, keep yourselves from the accursed thing, lest ye make yourselves accursed when ye take it, when we take of the accursed thing, and make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. So basically, don't take nothing that's, because it's going to be a cursed thing. You're going to bring it back into the camp, and it's going to curse the whole people. So let's go to this next chapter. All right, so this is Joshua 7:1. It says, but the children of Israel committed a trespass in the accursed thing, for Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zebdi, the son of Zerah, of the tribe of Judah, took of the accursed thing, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against the children of Israel. So he took an accursed thing. Okay, so we're going to jump down to the point, which I believe is 16. I'm starting at 13. Joshua 7:13. It says, up, sanctify the people, and say, sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, for thus saith the Lord power of Israel, there is an accursed thing in the midst of thee, O Israel. Thou canst not stand before thine enemies until ye take away the accursed thing from among you. Okay, so to just put you into the scene, so Jericho had just been destroyed. There's still a lot of land that has to be taken in order for us to have that land that was promised. But there's an accursed thing in the camp, and the Most High is not going to allow us to go and take the rest of this land with this accursed thing in the camp. Okay? So he's saying, y'all, clean yourselves up. Okay, get your houses together. In verse 14, it says, in the morning, therefore ye shall be brought according to your tribes, and it shall be that the tribe which the Lord taketh shall come according to the families thereof, and the family which the Lord shall take shall come by households, and the household which the Lord shall take shall come man by man. So single file. And it shall be that he that is taking the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he hath transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he have wrought folly in Israel. All right, so you got to go, and all your property has to go as well, right? Because you didn't consider your actions have consequences, okay? And now because you did that, you're affecting everyone literally in Israel, okay? Now the Most High is mad at all of us because you did this, okay? So, and it's really that deep. It really is. You have to understand that, and understand that it could be something minute and small, but if it throws off the vibe in the camp, if it throws off, how you and brothers interact, it's big. Okay, this is the Most High's movement. All right, and everything needs to be done decently and in order. Slakia. Verse 16, it says, so Joshua rose up early in the morning and brought Israel by their tribe, and the tribe of Judah was taken. And he brought the family of Judah, and he took the family of the Zerahites, and he brought the family of the Zerahites man by man, and Zebedee was taken. And he brought his household man by man, and Achan, the son of Carmi, son of Zebedee, the son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, was taken. And Joshua said unto Achan, my son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord, power of Israel, and make confession unto him, and tell me now what thou hast done, hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua, and he answered Joshua and said, indeed, I have sinned against the Lord, power of Israel, and thus, and thus and thus have I done. So I did this and I did that, basically, is what he's saying. Uh, Verse 21. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are hidden in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So, he's a nice little fit and some money. And he's like, oh shit, I got a lick. I came up. And knowing what the Most High said, he took it anyways. Thinking about himself, not thinking about the whole camp of Israel. All right, how it's going to affect everyone, even his household. So let's see what happened to his household. It says, and they took them from out of the midst of the tent, and brought them unto Joshua and unto all the children of Israel, and laid them out before the Lord. And Joshua and all of Israel with him took Achan the son of Zerah, and the silver, and the garment, and the wedge of gold, and his sons, and his daughters, and his oxen, and his asses, and his sheep, and his tent, and all that he had, and brought them into the valley of Achor. And Joshua said, why hast thou troubled us? And the Lord shall trouble thee this day. And all Israel stoned them with stones, and burned them with fire. And and after they had stoned them, with stones. Okay, so him, his sons, his daughter, his wife, his oxen, his ass, his sheep, everything, his tent, all of it, they stoned him and they burned him because he wanted to jump fly and have a little money in his pocket. And it could be something as simple as that. You just wanted to get a good fit and you just wanted to get a little bit of money in your pocket, and now what? You done fucked up the whole vibe of the camp. Now it might not be as crucial as, we gotta stone you because we're not gonna stone you, we're gonna let the Most High make that move. But the Most High could do it. The Most High could take you out. So it's very important to be aligned in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay? And to understand order and to obey order as well. It's the last little example I'm going to get. This is 2 Samuel chapter 24, verse 1. It says, and again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, go, number Israel and Judah. For the king said to Joab, the captain of hosts, which was with him, go now through the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba, and number ye the people, that I might know the number of the people. And Joab said unto the king, now the Lord thy power add unto the people, how many soever they be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of my Lord the king may see it. But why doth my Lord the king delight in this thing? Like, bro, you see how many people we got. Why do you need to know the exact number? That's for the Lord to know. Why do you need to do that? Okay. Notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of hosts, and Joab and the captains of hosts went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Aroer on the right-hand side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad and towards Jazer. And they came into Gilead, into the land of Timosha, uh, Tatimhoshai, and they came to Danjan and to Zidon, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and the Canaanites, and they all went out of the south of Judah, even to Beersheba. So when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of the 9 months and 20 days. And Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king, and there were in Israel 800,000 valiant men that drew sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. All right, so that's a lot of people that they had to count. It says, and David heart smote him after he had heard the number of the people, and David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, and now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly. He understood, like, yeah, I fucked up. I shouldn't have done that. He recognized that at that point in time, but the deed had already been done. He was thinking about himself for his own selfish reasons. He wanted to know the exact number. They had been at war, and for whatever his prideful reasons were, he wanted to know the exact number of Israelites that were dwelling in Israel. Okay, so verse 11 it says, for when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, Go, go and say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer thee three things. Choose the one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So he's like, man, pick your punishment. So Gad came to David and told him, and said unto him, shall 7 years of famine come into thy land, or wilt thou flee 3 months before thy enemies, while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days of pestilence in thy land? Now advise, and see what is the answer. Now advise, and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. All right. So he had those 3 choices to make. It says, and David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great, and let me not fall into the hands of a man. So basically, he's like, well, he don't want to run from a man for 3 months. I'd rather, be a victim of the Lord than by the hand of a man. So that's what he chose the pestilence. So the Lord sent the pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the appointed time, and there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. That's a lot of people, in just a 3-day time span. It says, and when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, and said unto the angel that destroyed the people, it is enough. Stay now thy hand. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Arun the Jebusite. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, I have done wickedly, but these sheep, what have they done? Let thy hand, I pray thee, be against me, and not against my father's house. So basically, because David made this decision, 70,000 people had to die? Because he was thinking about good old number one for his selfish reasons. And that's not how we really want to be in this truth, okay? Like I said, we are a body. All of our actions affects everyone. Understand that first. And really think about what you do. How's this going to affect, so-and-so in the camp or so-and-so in the camp? We're only as strong as our weakest link. So with that being said, really consider. Look yourself in the mirror and really ask yourself that question: Is what I'm doing conducive to edification, to building up the camp? All right. So with that being said, Lord's willing, this was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Karkadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect. All the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, the women, the children, and the confusion of faith who followed. Shalom.